Morning, this is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Sitting here very cold again. I just got up a little bit late. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and it is in the 30s inside and in the 20s outside. So it's not nice, but I can see my breath. You probably can't. But anyway, I had the fire going last night. Everything was good, but I just couldn't get it warm in here because the wind was insane. The wind was so strong it was ripping through this metal like mad. The windmill was really kicking out some power though. I had at one point 13.4 volts on the battery bank. But for some odd reason it's back down to 12.3 this morning. So I think it's the cold. The battery bank is only in the 40s right now, 40 some degrees, and that's not good for a battery bank. It reduces the power output and its capacity. So I think that's why they're so low this morning. The wind did some damage last night. I'll take you out and show you that. And I'm fighting a losing battle against the cold outside. I'm going to have to dump my water. It's going to be a long, hard winter after all. So I won't have any running water this winter. I won't have any water reserves. And I'm just going to have to keep small amounts of water in the RV in small jugs. What I can haul from the creek when the creek's not frozen. So it's brutal out there, and I'll take you out in a few minutes and show you around. But again, I'm not complaining. Just letting you know, this is living in the forest off the grid in the winter in an RV. This is RV living all year round. This is the real thing. This is no joke. When a wood stove goes out and it's freezing and the wind is whipping through everything, it gets cold. Period. So I'll take you out in a few minutes and show you around. Well, the wind turbine is spinning happily. On and off. It's slowing down, of course, when I start the camera all the time. Anyway, somebody suggested that the meadow might be creating I think he said something like a low pressure system or whatever, but the stronger winds down here in the ground, he said, might be created by the meadow in itself, and there might be actually more wind down here. And I'm starting to believe that might be right, because there's no wind up in the treetops up there right now. There's always a lot of wind right there. I might end up leaving that there with that level, because it's really spinning a lot. Now, speaking of the wind, my water collection system is destroyed. The wind has ripped it off its mounts and bent the metal up into pieces here. It's a mess. See, they're supposed to be up here and they're on the ground. It's really frustrating. I thought they were strapped on. Well, there's metal straps here, pieces of broken metal. Look at this. So I'm not sure how my dad had done that or what was done or whatever, but they're ripped off and on the ground. The wind came from a different direction. The chicken tractor roof is ripped off. The poor birds were exposed. I don't know how bad it was last night, but the roof was exposed, which left them open the drafts. Their roof is over here. Tarps are just strewn around everywhere. There's a tarp over there. It's just a mess. The wind yesterday was brutal, and last night. My hen, poor little girl, she's over here in the corner looking for a place to lay eggs. She's my egg layer. Oh, look at that. Something broke in last night. My wire is ruined. Look at this. It's okay, little girl. Look at this. Something broke in. Oh, wow. Look at this. There's snow on the ground. I didn't even see that. It snowed last night. I know it snowed, but I didn't expect to see snow on the ground this morning. We had our first real snow last night. Crazy night last night. Crazy, crazy night. So something broke my fence, and yes, this is new. I'm out here every single day. I check everything every day. There, got it. Oh, it's freezing cold. It's only in the 20s right now. I'm happy the wind turbine survived. If the wind had blown the metal the other way, or maybe it couldn't have because of that pole. All those poles might have stopped it. But the wind came from the opposite direction from I've ever seen it. It came from right here, which is weird. And it blew everything sideways. Solar panels made it alright. I still have to move them. Because notice now the sun is changing where it comes and goes, and now there's sun over there in the morning and none here. And that big tree there is blocking my panels throughout most of the day, I discovered yesterday. Now there is sun here in the meadow, but I don't know how I'm going to get the solar panels in the meadow. So I have to reconsider things. The chickens have no water. I have no water. I don't know what I'm going to do now. It's pure ice. I have no water. It's pure ice. I'm done. Pure ice. It's a block of ice. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's still wet. I'm going to have to drain this so I don't lose it all. I don't want to lose my tank. That one's a solid block of ice. I'm surprised it hasn't burst. I'm going to have to get it warm and drain it. Chris had started to wash dishes. Frozen salad. Dish soap, frozen salad. Chris had left a pan of soaking water, frozen through to the bottom. It's cold. No more outdoor dishwashing. I don't know. It's going to be a hard winter. No more water. I don't have water if I wanted it. It's a rock. It's 11 o'clock. I'm still wearing my winter coat, my sweatshirt, a long sleeve shirt, and thick insulated socks, and I'm freezing. I cannot get the fire going today. I'm shivering. I just can't get the fire going. It's in the 20s outside right now, and I've been cold since I got up at 9 this morning. I stayed in bed late because I was up till 3 last night. The wind was so intense it was throwing things around outside, and I was sorry for the shaking. I really am cold. I was awake half the night, and I just can't get warm. It's not warming up in here. I can't get the fire going. I keep trying and trying and trying. It's just not taking off. And I've got no propane left. Chris has no propane. I got to take Chris away from here tonight. It's just too cold. Chris has got to go somewhere else tonight. He's in his sleeping bag at 11 o'clock in the morning, and he's just too cold. It's bad. It's bad. I just had the oddest thing I've ever seen. This has never happened even in summer. I was working on my computer, answering some comments and processing a video, and my power just kicked off. My inverter just flipped right off. Monitor out, everything off. The charge controller got the batteries at 15.8 volts. Equalizing. I've never seen this in so long. I've got 650 watts coming in. Light is blinking. I'm equalizing. Finally. With all those solar panels up and the sun is shining on them, I have finally... Oops. Alarm. Now, I don't understand that. There was an alarm for a second. I finally hit equalize. Finally. 700 watts, 650 watts of power. But 15.8 volts, it kicked off my inverter. I should unplug my computer as well. This is the highest voltage I've ever seen But this is a high-end charge controller, so I guess it knows what it's doing. There I go, starting to shiver again. It's so cold in here. But anyway, it's this is good. I mean, this is the highest voltage I've seen and the highest wattage I've seen since since it got cold out. We've got the battery bank open. I'm trying to warm it up inside the RV. It's coming up slowly. The batteries are at 44 degrees, and so I've opened up the box to try to get it warmer in there. Let a little bit of warmth come in because it's going to do them a lot of good to have them warmer than cold. The sun is shining today, finally, and the solar panels are pulling in some serious power. Well, 650 watts, which is the most I've seen since it started getting colder. So with both sets of panels up, I'm pushing 40 amps, which is double, literally, of course, what I've seen so far. The wind turbine is pushing some power a little bit, and the batteries are gassing. I can hear them gassing and bubbling because the charge controller is on equalize. I'm trying to, there it goes shivering again. The charge controller is on, I gotta hold this steady. Woo. It's equalizing, so it's sorry, I can't think. I gotta stoke up that fire. Well, I'm done shivering, mostly. As I said, I start again. I got it up to 55 in here. I'm feeling better. And I just had a bowl of oatmeal. I'm still shaking a bit, but that'll take some time to stop shivering. The fire is really giving me a hard time today. I'm having a hard time getting the fire going. The same pieces of wood I put in 3 hours ago are still not burnt. Sometimes it's hard to get a good draft, depending on how the wind is blowing. Sometimes it's just hard to get a good draft in the wood stove. This is something I've experienced. But I am still shivering pretty good. But anyway, I'm going to have a cup of hot tea when I'm done with the recording this. I'll warm myself up from the inside. I've still got my winter coat on, and I'm still staying inside until I get the heat situation settled in here. But with wood stoves, when you're out here, again, I just want to report how it is. I want you guys to know, if you decide to do this in a northern climate, what you're in for. I am hopefully going to help and teach people through my experiences. And sometimes the wood stove is hard to get going. If you can't get that draft going, sometimes it's very hard. And today I'm struggling to get a good fire going in the wood stove. And I ran out of propane. I'm going to take Chris into town and leave him there today so he can stay at McDonald's and at least be warm. And I'm asking my church members if somebody else can take him. I can no longer care for him in this cold. I have no more running water. I have no more water. So I can't care for him. He ran out of propane, and I'm hoping that he'll be okay. So please keep him in prayer. I feared this day might come. Here it is. I've opened the tanks. I hate doing this. I've opened my water tanks. There's no way I can maintain these through the winter. I don't know. Well, some people might criticize this, but I don't have a choice, I don't think. If I don't want to ruin my tanks. Maybe next year I can do something better. But it's not getting above 30 degrees at all the last couple days, and I don't want to lose my tanks. So, oh well. The chicken's water is frozen solid, and I don't want to break that either, so I'm not going to use this anymore. I think I'm going to use an open container. But right now, whoops, I'm open to suggestions. Living out here off the grid, no electricity. Well, the only power is from what I produce myself. How can I provide fresh water for my birds in winter? Please give me your suggestions, people. Electricity is not an option. I don't have enough power to heat up water for my birds. It's not an option. Putting the birds in the RV or in the shed is not something I'm going to consider, because they poop on everything. I can't accept that. There's got to be a way I can do this. I'm sure people have done this before. Tell me what you think, people.